r/askreddit Reddit. What is your most thought-provoking question? Assuming humans still exist in 100,000 years, what will they know about human history as of 2017? Will it just be the first paragraph of the first chapter of their history books? Will our cultures and technologies seem as primitive and distant to them as Neolithic tools and sites do to us? Will any of our art, literature, or science be remembered, even if it still exists? Probably. Though, chances are, they won't be teaching anyone about the daily trends or upcoming models, like iPhone 5 to iPhone 6, but more so, the pinpoints of individual technology, while the rest of it is forgotten in the past. There is a great quote in The Three-Body Problem. In that book they have learned to build in all 11 dimensions of the universe, so one atom is unfolded to be a huge machine. And so to those who have learned to build in higher dimension, a supercomputer and fire are both seen as just as primitive. How many small things had to happen exactly right for you to meet someone? Or for anything to happen really? You can only assume it is an infinite amount of things, from what happened yesterday to what happened at the beginning of the universe. Everything that ever happened to anyone has led to you writing this question and me writing this answer. It's weird, man. When designer genes become commonplace, are you going to wish you were born later, or feel like you wouldn't have been really you if some doctor had monkeyed with your DNA? I can't even afford designer genes, never mind designer genes. If I'm made obsolete because of designer genes, I will probably resent the humans who were built to be superior. On the other hand, I want to see the true flesh and blood human potential science can create. I'll be wishing my hair wouldn't have fallen out. How lucky were those lobsters in the tank in the first class restaurant on the Titanic? Very unfortunate. Their claws were still tied. They probably died of starvation. Edit, Reddit. My knowledge of lobsters doesn't extend past seafood restaurants, Wikipedia, and knowing you need level 40 fishing to catch them off Karamja. I don't have the answers to all these questions. Edit 2. We have an answer. At least one lived. What's something that you could, realistically, do tomorrow that would improve your life, and why won't you do it? Do tomorrow. That's the spirit. Wake up 1.5 hours earlier to go to the gym and work out. Why don't I? Because sleeping that extra 1.5 hours just seems so damn appealing every single time, especially in this cold weather. Start eating healthy. Sorry, but I've still got too much unhealthy food from Christmas to finish off. If you believe in heaven or some afterlife, how do you feel about your loved ones watching down on some of your most cringe-worthy moments? I have a staunchly Catholic friend who was terrified of her grandparent dying because they'd inevitably meet her aborted fetus. Why don't we call countries the names that they are in their respective countries? Like, why do we call it Germany instead of Deutschland? Poland instead of Poland? Italy instead of Italia? Why does the concept of loanwords stop when it comes to country names? Edit. I'm sorry, I referred to Poland as Poland, not Polska. I'm an idiot. It was not intentional. Also, thanks to the people who gave me an answer to this. Poland instead of Poland? Mother F you asterisk. To vastly oversimplify and only present one facet of the reason most, or at least many, other countries are linguistically diverse and don't have just one name for themselves. For example, Belgium has 3 official languages, all 3 of which are commonly spoken. Which is correct? Belgian, Belgi, or Belgique? Who gets to decide? This becomes especially confusing in places like Papua New Guinea. Most of their residents probably don't agree on the name of their country. What are you? And given what you are, what is the meaning of your life? That was the one and only question on my freshman college philosophy final. I got a B+. Edit. My answer was a drawn out essay explaining some of the general theories we discussed in class related to Kant and means vs ends. This was almost 10 years ago, so it's all kind of fuzzy to me. Essentially, I recited his lectures right back at him and pulled through with a decent grade. I'm human. I'm here to drink milk and F asterisk. What is my purpose? You pass the butter. Oh my god. Have you ever known someone a really long time and have never seen their feet? Imagine what those piglets look like. Would it change the way you see them if you saw them and they were horrifying? I dated a girl for 2 years and I went to kiss her foot as a joke and she recoiled in terror. Turns out she had a foot fungus. that she'd been hiding from me the whole time. For some reason this made me laugh out loud. I just realized I have several friends from college that I've known for 8+ years and have never seen their feet. One of my friends was born with really up feet, where the bones are all curled in over each other or some shit. Known him 10 years, never seen his bare feet, but his socked feet are weird and lumpy af. If you lose your left nut, is your right nut still your right nut? From the s** question thread a few days ago, made me laugh first, but then I began to ponder. Creds to /u/thegstance for Gabriel. Well, yes, just because you remove one half doesn't make the other any different. It was and is your right nut. If a blind person asks you what colors look like, how would you even begin to describe it? Describe red to a person who had never seen it before. I say the color and let them drink the corresponding Gatorade flavor to the color. Fruit punch equals red, lemon lime equals greenish yellow, glacier freezes light blue, etc. When a photon is emitted by an atom, does it accelerate to Sol, or does it start out at Sol? The best answer to this I've seen has unfortunately been deleted from Reddit. The gist is as follows. Everything travels at the speed of light at all times. However, things don't travel through space but through space-time. Sitting still in a chair, you aren't traveling through space at all. This means that all of your speed of light travel is through time, at 1 second per second. If the chair you're sitting in starts accelerating to the speed of light, then more and more of your speed of light travel is through space and less of it is through time. As Einstein's theory predicts, you begin to experience time more slowly. Photons, by their nature, do not experience time at all. All of the past and the future is a single instant to a photon. All of their speed of light travel is through space, none of it is through time. Acceleration and deceleration are meaningless concepts from the perspective of a photon. Edit. Credit for this great explanation goes to /u/corpuscle634. I'm sure I've got some parts wrong and left out important details. The original thread was here, but for some reason the text of the explanation was deleted. Second edit archive of the original post, thanks to /u/Salanitha. What is the universe contained in? As we know from the Big Bang Theory, everything came together and blew apart, and everything is now expanding. I want to know what's on the other side. What is in the areas where the expansion has not reached yet? Can it go forever? It boggles my mind. Edit. I get the basics, guys. I get the balloon expanding and the space between everything is increasing. I mean beyond all that. Outside the balloon. Turtles. All the way down. Beyond the edge of the universe there's probably a statue hand leaning up against the back of the set having a smoke. Theater joke, I've been told. If aliens exist, did Jesus die for their sins too? If not, how does Christianity apply to them? Read the short story The Star. Spoiler, we travel to a distant star, or the remains of it, that went supernova and find the remains of a civilization on one of its planets. Beautiful architecture, works of art, etc. Then we deduce when exactly the star blew up, and where it was in our night sky on Earth. In the story, it turns out this was the star that shone to indicate Jesus' birth. Our whole planet would be a shit show if this happened. I hope I'm alive to witness it. The Fermi paradox. The idea is that based off the Drake equation, Earth should have already had some sort of contact with extraterrestrial life. So where is everyone? The most mundane answer is that the whole thing is bogus. Some of the more fantastical lines of thought include the idea that an extraterrestrial super predator kills off any civilization that develops to the point of space exploration. Another one is that the process of developing the science necessary to explore space, every civilization has killed itself off. Could just be that it takes billions of years for evolution to generate a sentient species and thousands of years after that for an intelligent species. The universe is only 13 years old. Maybe we're the first. Not sure if it really is, but one time I had met this blind guy. First time ever having a conversation with a blind person. He was a cool guy, very energetic, had no problem joking about his vision loss, quite positive outlook on life in general. At one point I asked him, and I really didn't even start to ask any questions until after we were well acquainted. I'm sure this is all very banal and boring, he interrupted. I'd rather you ask than talk behind my back. He already knew what the question was pertaining to. In what way do you think your imagination has changed since you've became blind? I want to say it was 20 years. He just paused for a long time and kept saying, wow, you know, no one has ever asked me that. I'm really going to have to sit down and think about this one for a while. At that moment it sent shivers down my spine, in a good way, but the fact that a question/observation like that to me seemed so obvious. Not a lot of room for self-reflection when you can't see and have to be conscious of your surroundings 24/7.